Hi guys, I'm 8Pack and here I'm just going to show you how to put together the X370 8Pack approved bundle with a 1700 AMD Ryzen CPU. So this is just a very brief tutorial on how to put together the bundle and obviously then you can apply the overclock settings using the profiles from either the forum or the product link. Okay, so initially these are the general parts that you get with the bundle. So first I've obviously removed the ASRock Tai Chi board from the packaging, placed it on the desk here. I'm just going to remove the Ryzen 1700 CPU and insert that in the socket first. So I'm just moving up the lever there. The arrow on the CPU there to the arrow on the socket, just placing it in very gently and then just pushing down the lever. Okay, the next thing, now I've got the CPU in the socket, is just to mount the cooler. We've got the Acertec dual cooler here, which is going to keep the CPU around 60 degrees under load. Okay, so I'm just undoing the 4 screws here first. So 1, 2. Just to take off the original retention bracket that comes with the motherboard, but we're leaving the back plate in place. So just remove all 4 screws, take out the old bracket, which is the same here on the Asus board, just with the 4 screws here and here. Once we've done that, we can install the standoffs. Don't over tighten, of course, but make sure they're nice and firm. Once that's done, we're ready to apply thermal compound to the CPU. I've got a large tube of thermal grizzly Cryonaut here. Obviously with the bundle you get a small tube which is just enough to do the CPU a couple of times. This is my method for applying the thermal grizzly. So I'm just going to apply across kind of configuration so that when you press down on the CPU water block or AIO cooler, it spreads out the paste evenly across the CPU. I mean, of course you can spread, which is another way sometimes that I use. Just so long as the paste all over the die when you press down on the CPU block, then that's fine. Okay, so I've just applied some TIM there. Now it comes to just apply putting the bracket onto the CPU water block. This is the block, and I've obviously before we started filming just screwed the fans in. This is in the orientation where it be obviously installed at the top of the case, so the fans are pushing air out this way. You can also install it in the front of the case like this, so then the cold air is coming from here, going through the radiator and then into the case, and then hopefully we've got some fans extracting out the back. Now I'm just going to show you how to put the mounting mechanism on the CPU block. This is pretty easy. We've got hooks here and hooks here and they just have to line up. So you just push it through and twist so the hooks are in line, then hold it in place. Really easy. Once you've held it in place, it's very simple. Onto the holes there, onto the standoff, sorry, using the outer hole of the block. Hold it down, then slowly just make your way around the screws. So I'm just going to screw it down, but not tighten it initially, just so it's touching. You'll see on the mounting plate there's 2 sets of holes. One's AM3, one's AM4. For AM4 you need to use the outer set of holes. Once I've got them all touching, I'm then going to go around and tighten them all up. So just another half turn or so, maybe just slightly more to finally tighten. On this motherboard and with the OC profiles, this fan header here by the 8-pin is the one for plugging in the AIO cooler or pump. The other 2 headers here by the chipset are for the fans that are going to exhaust the radiator or cool the radiator. Okay, so plug those in there. These exact same headers are conveniently lined up on this board here, down this edge here, so just above the memory. It's actually printed on the board which header is used for which. Okay, so we've got the CPU installed and the cooler installed. Now time to install the memory. So we're using the slots, if you like, one nearest to the 24 pin, then miss a slot to ensure dual channel performance, and then again push in solidly. Again, this is installed in the right configuration here on the Asus board. And then it's time obviously to add the I/O panel, plug in the 24 pin, plug in the 8 pin, and obviously add our VGA cards. On these boards, the primary slot is the top PCI Express X16 slot, so it's this slot here and this slot here on the ASUS board. And that's the basic setup for this bundle. If obviously you've got any questions, please feel free to post on the forums. All the overclocking settings, performance you can expect, temperatures, etc. are also within the forums and within the product link on our website. Thanks for listening.